afternoon, welcome back to the channel. As you may have been able to see from that, I am getting ready to do some more marking, some cutting and hopefully some welding. I'm not going to dead cert on the weld today, I don't know whether I'm going to get time, but definitely this week I want to have the scuttle finished and the bulkhead done. That's the end of this week. So as an idea of where we are in time, this is the beginning of July, first week in July in 2022. Because who knows how long this project's really going to take. It's going to be on the road this year. So yeah, what I've done, obviously took the front end back off, and to recap on last time, I roughly removed the scuttle. I've still got a large part of this lip here. The original spot welds have got to be found somewhere amongst all of this, and you can sort of see where I had put the can you see that or not? It's hard to see, maybe that end. I think the join on the scuttle was about here, so he came up to here and joined in there, so you can see obviously my welding leaves a bit to be desired as ever, but strong, not always pretty. So yeah, I'm going to grind all of this back flat, and I've made a little mark up here to see where the panel is. I just kind of lipped under the window sill, but I'm just trying to see where it's sat in relation to here. I'm going to take off as much of this as I can. I'll probably take it off to there and all of this old panel, and then I'll put it back on and see how close I am and maybe make a much finer line, and I'll gradually work my way up to where I need to cut, as opposed to just going in one go. So I'll get all of that off, so all this ugly stuff here, get that off and ready to go, and then I'm going to look at just putting some more of this cardboard protection. I don't want the sparks flying all over my interior, my bucket seats, but just to cut that box out however I decide I'm going to do it at the time. I said before, I think it was 2 of these that are in for the wiper motor, and it's not, it's that one and that one. So I kind of want to keep those 2 holes in case I decide to have the wiper motor out here, but I'm going to lose all the way along there. I'll lose those 2 holes, might even come over to lose this peg here, or these 2, and then come down and back over, and keep that little recess there, and I'll try and shape it in so that it just looks like a nice flat panel. I don't mind having the wiper motor on display, just get a better looking one, maybe polish the tubes up or paint it or carbon cover or something like that, but it's not the end of the world. It works as it was, but I might change it if I decide to. Right, so that's where I'm up to. I'm going to get the grinder out, start making some noise while the neighbours are out. Yeah, onwards. Okay, so that was kind of labour intensive and slow, but it has to be, unfortunately. You've got to be careful not to cut too much and make a horrible mess or mistake. Way I was doing it is I would grind along, find a spot, grind the spot back as far as I can go, and get the screwdriver next to it to lift the next section up, and then you get a bit like this sticking off, and that shows you the next spot weld is. So then you can do the same, repeat. There's probably many other ways you could sand it down, grind it down and find the spot welds and drill them out, but I've gone with that way. I've taken this one up quite high, same this side. I think I've got to go even higher. I've just noticed that it's actually catching here, so I had the scuttle on just before I pressed record, and yeah, it was in the way. Got to be careful. I have caught the top of my hinge there. Really annoyed. Should have taken these off, but what the hell, it's done now. I put a dab of paint over that, you'll never see it. It's on the upside of the bonnet anyway. I mean, who's going to notice that? But yeah, that's where we are up to. I'm going to get the scuttle ready to go on. I'm not going to put it on because I've got to deal with the bastard box. And I do have some sheet metal now to be able to do that. You can see why I want to change it. I mean, for race car purposes, that would be suitable. I know everyone goes, oh, race cars are immaculate, they're beautifully prepared, but not all of them are. And this was going to be a rallycross car, so I'll be honest, it was going to get beaten and bashed around. Yeah, it was good enough, but I want to make it look a little prettier. So yeah, I will grind that out and put something a little prettier back in its place. I don't know whether I'm going to come all the way down here or whether I'll just sort of run a seam across there. Haven't figured that out yet. I'll make a plan and figure it out as I get there. But yeah, just to be able to have a smarter bulkhead would be nice. And I can flap wheel the living hell out of it. Yeah. So that's where I'm up to. I want to just do some more cardboard work on the inside to protect the seats, protect other bits of the interior so nothing is trashed by the sparks and metal flying everywhere. And then yeah, I'll make sure the scuttle fits. I'll probably do the dash first, scuttle after, but I'm trying to get all the noisy grinding work done now so I can do welding hopefully a bit later on. We'll see how it rolls. All right, onwards and upwards. Okay, I'm going to do a quick end of the day roundup. There was a brief stop in the day for picking the children up from school, taking the dog for a walk, bit of family time, bedtime, etc, family life as it is. Not making that sound bad, by the way, in case the wife ends up watching this. It was a lovely afternoon and I needed a break. But yes, I'm going to show you now. So I didn't film it, I just needed to crack on in the end. But I have cut this in. I'll show you getting close. I'll be honest, that's probably the best I could have hoped for. It's a real pig to try and do these up here, but I needed to go this high. Normally when you'd cut a little wide, a bit lower down, it's a bit easier to get the angle grinder in here and grind everything off. Or you cut the panel down, you know. But I'd already done a bad join here. So I kind of wanted to leave it an inch and come up a little higher and just use this full panel. But it's in. I had to bend the flitch panel down out of the way in order to get everything where I wanted it, and many clamps are holding it in place. But yeah, very similar fitment here. Really quite happy with that. I had to grind quite a lot out of this corner, and again had to trim the flitch panel to make it fit. But you know, it's not properly down yet, but it will be. Will be when I'm done. But yeah, that's how far I've got today. I've also trimmed. I've channeled my inner Richard Brunning of Bad Obsession Motorsports, and I have made my own CAD template for the bulkhead box. It's not the finished shape. It is, alas, Mark 1 CAD template, but that I think would be a whole load nicer than what I've currently got. So I'm literally going to cut it out and grab some sheet steel tomorrow and weld it in, and I'll flush it across. I've gone straight up here. I might then do an extra patch, maybe up and over here. I can stick that on and cut it out. The idea is to get cut the old bulkhead box out. Then I'll cut a rough shape of this, of what I think it's going to be, and start trimming it to size
So I'll be holding it on the outside or the inside, and I'll be marking with a pen where I've got a cut and just trimming it gradually up to those marks, so that I can then flush mount it in the bulkhead. But you've got to admit that's a nicer look. So all that's left for me today, oh, and annoyingly, I can't even see it there, the cover's been on and off a lot in the last few weeks, and the most annoying thing is that in putting it on today to go and pick the kids up from school, I tore the cover. It was a sad moment. Many swear words were uttered. So yeah, I've got to either tape it up and hope for the best. Yeah, it's probably the end of this one. It was only a second-hand one, so they don't last forever, unfortunately, and working in the open. Yeah. So luckily, it looks like for the next sort of at least week, we're going to have some good weather. So I want to get the bulkhead sorted tomorrow and get the scuttle on as soon as that's sorted, and then I can get the windscreen back in and at least make the car watertight again, because that's the big worry, is we get a downpour of rain and it gets through the car and it takes ages to dry out. Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, that's where we're up to. And yeah, things are starting to take shape. So I'm going to put the Clubman front panels back on for now, just to sort of keep them safe down there. I don't know, I could, I guess, rest that bad boy back in place. Not going to need them on the car tomorrow, am I? But it's nice having options right now. Yeah, round nose back on tonight, tidy up, and time for bed. Back at it again tomorrow.